Hey, what's up guys, John here. What's unfolding right now inside of Los Angeles, the Palisades fire, Eaton fires, and all of the other fires.
More than 12,000 structures believed damaged or destroyed, more than 60 square miles burned, more than 100,000 under evacuation orders.
Evacuations expanding tonight. Thousands of homes and businesses destroyed.
The big story is what's going to happen next. Because many people think, hey, look, this is just a problem for the millionaires. This is a problem for the rich. This is a hell of a lot bigger than Los Angeles. This is a hell of a lot bigger than California. California's already sitting in a $68 billion deficit. This is going to be a national problem. You look at every single city, every state in this country, the last 5 years, they've all went through some form of change, whether it be modernization of the homes, like here where I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I drove through Baton Rouge, Louisiana, like 5-6 months ago, and that looked like it was some hip, modern arts district. Who would have thought, right? Every single city is going through this change. But with LA, the big change is going to be for the worse. Because when you look at the 10,000 structures that have burned during the Palisades fire.
Palisades fire west of the city has burned 20,000 acres.
Many businesses, multi-million dollar estates, these businesses, these estates, the tourist revenue, all of that tax revenue generated, a lot of it flows to East LA. It flows to the police departments, fire departments, schools, street services, crime prevention. It flows everywhere, right? Everywhere. But when you have the valuations of these properties soon plummeting alongside commercial real estate values plummeting.
Commercial real estate is facing sort of this new paradigm.
The only thing left is a complete restructuring of society. And that's what we're going to be walking into in LA, in many cities. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down what I think is going to happen. And before I even jump into that, today's paid sponsor is Giant Mining, stock ticker BFGFF. This company was once valued at $100 million before the Biden era and it's dropped 92%, yet its assets only have grown. More on that in just a little bit. So what I think is going to happen is I believe, in the Palisades, the average home, probably north of $5 million bucks. Low end is $3 million, right? If you're getting a house with no view, small little, cottage, probably looking at 2.5 to 3 million. A decent house is probably 5 to 8, and there's tons of homes, 10, 20, 30, 50 million dollars. Not tons at 50, but a pretty good amount at 50 and 40. Now, when you look at the tax base of these properties, if they value a property and a property owner is paying taxes at, call it a $20 million valuation, at 0.0125%, say it's a $20 million valuation, they'd be paying $250,000 a year, just that one property. Now, when you look along the coast of Malibu, all those homes are 10, 15, 20, 50 million or more. And you have hundreds of these properties completely gone. The Palisades, all these homes completely gone. Moving into Brentwood, these homes gone. Could you imagine what's going to happen this upcoming taxable year? What's going to happen? Are these properties going to be worth land value? They're going to be worth less than land value was last week because it's going to be so difficult to build. The cost is going to be enormous. They're not going to have the amenities. They're not going to have the infrastructure. They're not going to have any of that. They're not going to be able to rebuild a former $5 million home and make it $5 million again. It's just not going to happen, right? So you start to think, who's going to be the real loser? It's going to be the poor. It's going to be the people that are struggling in Los Angeles. That's who the real losers are going to be, because the revenue is just going to continue to dwindle. When you're already sitting at a $68 billion deficit, just imagine what that's going to look like as this collides with the commercial real estate collapse that's already unfolding throughout San Francisco, downtown LA, Culver City. I mean, all of these areas are seeing a significant reduction in office valuations. You're seeing vacancy rates continue to grow, and I think that's only going to continue as we start to see crime likely get more out of control, and the desire to be in LA continue to shrink as the amenities going to Malibu, going to all these areas continues to kind of fade. I think we're walking into a really big problem in California, one that I think will be felt for years. I think banks are going to be in big trouble that have lent on these 10, 20, 30, $50 million homes. Many of these people, if you have a $10 million house, the LA thing to do is to put $2.5 million down and to take a $7.5 million loan on it. 25% down. Many of these people don't own their homes in cash and they have a Swiss bank account with another 100 million in it. That's not the case. Most of these people are working very, very hard, and they're living above their means to live in the house in which they had. So these banks are going to be on the hook for a lot of this. The banks are going to be in trouble that have lent on a lot of these properties. Bankruptcies are going to continue to soar. The taxpayer is going to get screwed. And then at the end, it's going to all push onto the poor, as it normally does. Imagine a stock that's fallen 93%, yet the company's potential has only grown. That's the story with Giant Mining, stock ticker BFGFF. In 2021, the company had a market cap of 100 million. Today, it's just 7 million. But during this time, it has expanded its resources and achieved its best ever drilling results, including 74 feet and 2.6% copper and 30.1 grams per ton silver in September of 2024. Giant Mining owns the Majuba Hill project in Nevada, one of the world's top mining jurisdictions. This copper, silver, gold project benefits from robust infrastructure, including roads, power supply, and processing space. Historically, the site has produced over 2.8 million pounds of copper, 184,000 ounces of silver, and 5,800 ounces of gold. And its potential continues to grow. Why does this matter? Copper is crucial for powering clean energy, AI, and infrastructure projects. Recent U.S. legislation, like the U.S. Mineral Consistency Act, emphasizes copper's strategic importance. It prioritizes projects like Giant Mining's, streamlining permits and incentivizing domestic production. Meanwhile, major players like BHP and Rio Tinto are warning that soon global copper demand could exceed supply. Despite these factors, Giant Mining's share price has tumbled from $4.20 to 16 cents since January of 2023, making its valuation 93% below its peak, while its assets and project developments have only advanced. Explore all the details by visiting the link in the description below this video to see if this investing opportunity is for you. Here's what I think is going to happen. I believe that everything is going to be moving towards AI the next year, next 2 years. Everything is going to be about reducing the office square footage, doing the commercial to residential conversions. Many people say, look, John, that's not going to happen. The floor plate of these properties does not support this type of conversion. And that's true, right? But they've been doing a lot of surveys talking about communal bathrooms, talking about how they want to make things, more affordable. And they really want to get everyone together. In New York City, Mayor Adams just announced yesterday that he wants to put something like 100,000 new housing units inside of New York City in the next 10 years.
Over the decades, housing prices in Manhattan have gone up while working class families have been pushed out. So we start to use the new zoning tools we secured from Albany and our City of Yes plan to add 100,000 new homes in Manhattan, reach a total of 1 million homes in the next decade. 1 million homes.
So, all of this is pushing in the same direction as LA. Stack and pack cities is what's incoming, right? So everything is going to be about people moving closer to the cities, AI playing a major role in the future, and it's going to allow governments to reduce their expenses, not needing all of these employees, these government officials. Same thing with the police departments, same thing with schools. They're going to be able to use AI in a way that many people can't yet comprehend. Many people think, hey, look, it's a fun little gadget on ChatGPT and some of these other AI tools. Like, this is cool, this is fun, this will be the future. But when you actually think about how this is going to restructure everything, it's crazy. I was reading an article a little while ago. They were saying that in the future, schools, there won't be teachers because teachers are not inclusive to all students' needs and educational levels, whereas AI can tailor a lesson directly to the student's ability and exactly where the student's at. So you start to think about how this is going to just change everything. Like LA, where are the kids going to school in Palisades? Where are they going to go to school in Malibu? Where are they going to go to school in a lot of these areas, right? Everything is going to start moving in this direction. And I think it's going to be a pretty wild ride the next year or two. And I think that, we're just going to see a 2020-like event or 2020-like era start to kind of grow in 2025. I mean, we're not even 2 weeks into the year. We're not even 2 weeks into the year yet. And we're already seeing all of these crazy scenarios and situations unfold. So I think we're walking into the next year being one of the craziest of our lives, where AI really starts to grow and we start to begin to see a situation that I think many of us would call futuristic, sci-fi. You know, it's almost like out of a movie. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think during this entire situation, we're also going to see so many people moving, even more than 2020 and 2021. They're going to be going to all these different, I mean, like, look at this. Look at these homes, right? Like, they're going to be going, a lot of these people with money are going to be moving. Even the people that don't have much money. If LA loses a lot of their amenities, they can't go to the beach in Malibu. They can't go to, you know, Malibu Kitchen or any of these nice restaurants. You know, the Palisades, they lose their infrastructure like they have. A lot of people are they're gonna lose the interest, and they're gonna start relocating. Go to Miami, go to a lot of different areas. I think this is what's gonna happen. Everything in America is gonna likely soon change, and I think AI is gonna have a very big couple years ahead that will restructure literally everything that we know about business, the economy, and the world. I mean, what do you think is gonna happen? You have a $20 million house in Malibu, for example. The tax rate is 0.0125. So if they say, look, you're paying at a $20 million base, say it's right on the Carbon Beach, your taxes alone are $250 a year. You're paying over 20 grand a month just in taxes, that one property. Now you just start to add everything up. All of Carbon Beach is gone, I think, except for one house. Everything along the PCH, for the most part, inside of that pocket's gone. And then everything in the Palisades, like, I was doing the numbers on the low end, it was something like $700 million a year just in the taxes lost on this. But it'll be interesting to see also how they value the restaurants, the lack of tourist revenue, all these things I didn't put into that scenario. This could be $1 billion loss plus every single year because of that. So yeah, it's a big problem for the state of California. And I think it's a way bigger problem for the people living in it. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation about this below. And for more information on today's paid sponsor, you can click the link in the description just below this video. Catch you next video.